you ever get that swift, eerie stab of sudden fear? Your well-known sixth sense warning you that somewhere, hidden in the fog, eyes watch. Danger lurks.
You have been gassed, taken an arrow through your head, been shot with a .38 caliber bullet, and this is your killer speaking. You are now the famous but dead Simon Templar.
Overdo things. Mr. Templar, would you like some tea?
Does seem the logical next step.
Well, if you come with me, I'll try and explain things. I suppose we'd better introduce ourselves. My name's Jenny Turner, Mrs. Gray Weiler. We're psychology students.
Bottom of the class, I presume.
We're playing a game called the Death Game.
Nice, wholesome pastime.
Well, it's a bit kinky, but it's very in. Except Gray here gets slightly carried away. Do you want some milk?
No arsenic.
That's very funny.
The players are divided into two groups, hunters and victims.
And the victims are told they're on somebody's death list.
It certainly beats the Boy Scouts. Thanks.
You get 2 points if your kill is technically brilliant. You get 1 if it's only effective. And if you kill an innocent bystander, you lose 2 points.
And the person to get 10 points is called a decathlon winner.
You get a prize, too. Groovy, isn't it? We're all crazy about it.
So the whole student body is simply buzzing with homicidal ingenuity.
That's just about it.
And where do I fit in?
Bill Bast named you as a victim. He bet me £10 I couldn't kill the great Simon Templar. I thought it would be much more difficult.
I'll try to do better next time. And who is Bill Bast?
Don't worry, you'll meet him. Come on, drink up, because we have to hurry.
Hurry where, or is that a secret?
Oh, Mr. Templar, you've been an absolute sport up to now. Couldn't you just string along?
Jenny, I'm yours to command. Take the candle.
We want you to do us a tremendous favour. We're having a party tonight.
End of term bash.
Yeah, and we're giving Death Game prizes out, or rather you are.
I am.
Come on, say you will.
What is that?
This is my taxi. I designed it.
Very high originality quotient is our Jenny.
To say the least.
Hey, Bill. Bill, we've got him.
And you owe me £10. A 2-point killing. Very ingenious.
Mr. Simon Templar, this is our assistant lecturer in psychology, Mr. Bill Bast.
How do you do?
I've been looking forward to this, Mr. Templar. I take it Gray and Jenny have filled you in on the Death Game.
Most intriguing.
Hey, look. This is Hamlet with a beetle haircut. Isn't he super?
Hey, Bill, Einstein's heating up a bit.
Yes, I know. That's all right. That's why I took the doors off the bag. We use the computer in playing the game. Feed in data on the psychological makeup of the players so the hunters and victims can be evenly matched. Hey, you kids better get over to the hideout.
Oh, golly, I've got to help Melvin with the decorating. Gray, you coming?
Yeah.
Mr. Templar, you won't forget about tonight, will you? The prize giving's at 11 o'clock.
It's a date.
I think you're super.
Mr. Templar, getting you here was my idea. I had a bet with Gray Weiler.
Yes, I know.
The fact is, something terribly strange is going on.
To say the least.
Oh, I don't mean the Death Game. That's harmless enough. It breaks the academic pressure. Everybody has a laugh, nobody gets hurt.
Then what's the problem?
The problem? The problem is, I'm scared. I think...
Ah, Bast. Not at the party?
I'm going in a minute. This is Mr. Simon Templar. Dr. Manders, head of the psychology department.
Dr. Manders?
Underdo. They seem to be recovering all right. Not the Simon Templar. The man they call the Saint.
I'm afraid so.
He's giving the prizes tonight.
Oh, really?
You don't mind, do you?
Well, I think I might have been consulted.
Dr. Manders, if there's any problem, I'd be happy to withdraw.
Mr. Templar, please.
No, that's quite all right. Just give me a few moments, I'll come myself.
Thank you. Thank you. As I have already said, it's a great pleasure for me to be here, and thank you all for inviting me. Well, now we come to the Death Game. First prize, the victim, Alistair Davison. Would he stand up, please? Alistair's hunter. With the highest score, 10 points, Gray Weiler.
Rather simple, actually. Alistair has ambitions to be a writer. I knew that he had an electric typewriter and that he'd spend a couple of hours every day writing his stories. I wired the typewriter space bar to a pen light concealed beneath the machine. As soon as Alistair began typing, the pen light turned on. Only, it wasn't a pen light. It was a laser beam. In 11 seconds, it burned right through his vital organs to the spine, severing the spinal nerve. And he was dead.
Congratulations. And now the death game second prize. The victim, Eleanor Knight, is she here? Her hunter, Jenny Turner.
I sent her a hairspray atomizer for her birthday, and after she used it, she saw a little note glued to the bottom, and it said, "You have been instantly killed with prussic acid gas." Many happy returns of the day from your hunter, Jenny Turner.
The death game third prize, victim, David Green. The hunter, Bill Bast.
Well, I wrote David a letter on college stationery criticizing his work, which happens to be excellent, I might say. But at the end, I put, let me think. For the last 2 minutes, you have been handling paper impregnated with a deadly contact poison, phenylhydrazine. This is spreading through your system. You are now dead. This is your hunter saying yours eternally.
Up until now, I gather the nature of the prizes has been kept secret. So here to tell you about them is Dr. Manders.
I've had a special grant from the British Foundation for the Advancement of Psychological Research. £500. Now, this will be used to send the 3 prize winners on a week's expenses-paid holiday in Switzerland. I have the air tickets and the hotel bookings, and Gray Weiler, Jenny Turner, and Bill Bast will be leaving for Zurich at 3 o'clock tomorrow.
You don't seem very pleased.
I'm not.
Why not tell me about it?
Back at the lab. You leave now. I'll join you in a few minutes. Anybody see you come in here?
I don't think so. Does it matter?
Look, I may be manufacturing a big dramatic fantasy out of nothing, but 6 months ago, almost to a day, this death game craze broke out at universities all over the Western world. Here, Canada, America, France, Germany. 1 minute nobody's ever heard of it, the next minute everybody's playing it.
You think that's ominous?
Yes.
Why?
Well, first, the British Foundation for the Advancement of Psychological Research didn't provide any grant of £500.
Amanda said they did.
He's lying.
How do you know?
Well, simple. I went round to the foundation and asked. They didn't know what I was talking about. And there's something else. About a month ago, I was in Manders' flat. He went out to the kitchen to get some beer. I happened to notice a letter lying on his desk. It was quite short. He'd asked Manders for, quote, a full report on death game activities. And it was signed by Adolf Vogler.
Well, where was the letter from?
Zurich.
You say anything to Manders?
No. He came back with a beer and, well, don't admit you've been reading other people's mail. Besides, he's head of the department. I just work here. But get this. 24 students are flying to Zurich tomorrow. 24 from all over the world.
You want to know who's paying the freight?
I certainly do.
Vogler?
Maybe. Bill Bast.
death game's had the game taken out of it, hasn't it?
That's the point. It is a game. Nobody could take it serious, eh?
You sent for me, Dr. Manders? It worked. Of course, I knew it would. It's got the most perfect safety device. Someone else, other than the victim, answers the phone, and you don't twang the tuning fork.
Is this a confession?
Confession? Surely you don't think I had anything to do with this, do you?
But he devised the whole idea.
Oh, Jenny, don't be so stupid. Everybody in the club knew the trick. Besides, what possible motive could I have for killing poor old Bast?
You tell us.
You sound as if you were working for Scotland Yard, Mr. Templar.
Gray, don't be difficult. This is a terrible tragedy.
And what do you expect me to do about it? Burst into tears?
Why not save them for Scotland Yard? They'll be most impressed.
It's 2 hours since they went with the police. What if Manders comes home and catches us?
What we have to do won't take long.
Oh, you've broken into places before, haven't you?
Often.
Your hostility drive must be enormous.
It's gigantic, but my affection index is bigger.
What are we looking for?
This, from Switzerland. Dear Manders, encloses my draft for £5,000. Keep me informed. Good luck, Adolf Vogler.
But he said £500. He said it came from the Psychological Foundation.
Oh, he's a liar. It's that simple.
But why?
No idea.
Hey, look, that's odd.
What is?
Computer tapes. Psychological effects of death game on players. Incidence of schizophrenia per 1,000 of population in the age group of 18 to 25.
Don't ask me to interpret.
No, but the strange thing is, what are these tapes doing here? I mean, they're no earthly use to anybody without a machine.
And the nearest machine's in the lab.
Hmm.
Then let's pay Einstein another visit. Switch her on, Jenny. This may be what Bill Bass was trying to tell me. In view of data, What's that?
That's short for assumption.
Assumption that the death game is harmless is not true. It could have a dangerous effect on mentally unstable students. All death game winners are given the opportunity to visit Switzerland. 12% of this number never return to their universities.
What does it mean?
Just what it says.
Impossible.
12 out of every 100 students who go to Switzerland never come back.
Ever?
That's right.
What happens to them?
I don't know. I do.
Well, then, why not tell us about it?
It's confidential.
Or like the letter from Adolf Vogler?
I missed it the moment I got home. And the tapes. I knew it had to be you. And I'll have that letter, please.
Why, think not.
A letter, Templar. You're right. It isn't a game.
Jenny.
Psychology, aggressive drive, hostility index my foot. When I was a kid and got hostile, as they call it now, my father gave me a belt across the mouth and told me to mind my manners.
Which is why you grew up to be the cleverest inspector in Scotland Yard, Claude.
Well, it had something to do with it. Discipline, hard work.
True.
And these kids are just a bunch of jaded, irresponsible...
Not all of them.
Not all of them. There's still 2 murders.
One. Manders died quite accidentally. And he killed Bill Bass to stop him from talking.
You mean there's an international plot behind the death game?
That's right.
But why?
Well, I know how I could find out.
How?
By going to Switzerland as Bill Bast.
I need my head examined.
Well, it shouldn't be difficult, Claude. From where I'm standing, it's an open book.
So, if anyone asks me, I'm to say you're Bill Bast.
That's right.
Well, you've huffed and puffed your way to Switzerland. Let's see if you can hook and crook your way through the death game. If you ask me, you're 20 years out of date.
Does it show?
Hey, pal. Be my guest.
Well, thanks.
Excuse me.
Good luck.
Good hunting.
I'm Joe Hallstone, University of California.
Los Angeles?
That's right. Neat, but, Ivy-less.
Bill Bast, London.
Glad to meet you.
Mr. Holston, mind if I ask you a question?
Call me Joe and, ask for anything but a loan.
Oh, Joe, who paid your airfare from Los Angeles to Zurich?
A psychology professor got a scholarship or something from some foundation. Why?
Just curious.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. It is a great pleasure to be welcoming Death Game Decathlon winners. We hope that your stay here will be most enjoyable. Continental breakfast is served in the individual cabins from 8 o'clock
What do you think of her?
until 9:30.
Swiss ice, ready for thawing.
You could melt anybody, I suppose.
There are all sports for you to enjoy. Dinner is here in this room at 7:30. Then there is dancing. At midnight, we will play the death game. To your cabins, I will now assign you alphabetically. Leave me your files before you go. To cabin number 4, Bast, William. To cabin number 5, Bauer, Helga.
Number 4, that's me.
I wish I knew what was behind all this.
And that there girl is what I'm here to find out. I'll see you at dinner.
Okay.
Yes, Herr Vogler?
I'm anxious to know if all our prize winners arrived safely.
Oh, yes, Herr Vogler.
Excellent. And the files?
I am about to photostat them now, Herr Vogler. They will come across to you within 1 hour.
Excellent. I feel this whole project is going to be immensely profitable.
Come in.
Good afternoon, Mr. Bast.
Oh, good afternoon.
You will be playing the death game tonight?
Of course.
You will then kindly draw to see if you are hunter or victim. 65H. You are a hunter.
And who's my victim?
65B. It's John Garton, one of the Canadian boys in cabin 22.
He's as good as dead.
You should know the dangers of being overconfident.
Oh, consider me forewarned.
The game will begin at exactly midnight, signaled by the camp siren. Oh, and Mr. Bast, you neglected to leave me the files on your party.
Oh. Here we are.
I will see you later at the dancing.
Yes.
Yes? Duval? What is it? No, nothing more. Oh, I may want to inspect some of the candidates. Switchmaster controls through to here, would you? And then you can go off duty. Fine.
Auf Wiedersehen.
By far our most promising candidate is named Gray Weiler. He has a completely homicidal personality.
Good. In that case, let us observe him. What is his cabin number?
Number 14.
Very promising.
I thought so.
Well, give Mr. Weiler every possible encouragement. Anyone else?
It is necessary to discuss only one other candidate, William Bast.
Ah, yes, Dr. Mendes, assistant lecturer.
Dr. Mendes wrote about him. He considers him an obstructionist.
Well, let's see what he looks like,
Cabin number 4.
Obstructionists can be very dangerous. Keep an eye on him, huh?
A conspiracy of psychologists?
That's right, headed by a man called Adolf Vogler.
Well, who's this Vogler?
If they were to have a top 10 of the scum in Europe, he'd be number 1.
Oh,
Have you noticed anything odd about the mirror in your room?
no?
There's a TV camera behind it.
Kidding.
I'm deadly serious.
Oh, why?
Midnight. The death game started. Which one's young Garden?
That one there, with the maple leaf on his sweater.
Well, I'm on somebody's death list, sweetheart. I better shove off.
Bonne chance.
This is your hunter, and you are dead.
I sure am. You get me out of this thing, I'll buy you a beer.
Sure.
The winners of the death game, as follows. The top score of 20 points to William Bast. Second with 18 points, Gray Weiler. Third with 16 points, Joe Holston. I would like all winners kindly to fill out this questionnaire, which I will collect this afternoon.
It's open.
Hey, what's keeping you? You said we play tennis at 3 o'clock.
This 960 questions designed to reveal every single detail of your psychological makeup. Get the last question.
If you were invited to play the death game seriously with actual murder as your objective, for a fee of $10,000, would you accept? You said yes, Simon.
Mm-hmm. And the name is Bill. Come in.
Ah, Miss Turner.
Yes, hello.
Excuse me. Have you finished?
Every single question, including the last one.
Because that is confidential.
Of course.
The top 3 winners have been graciously invited by Mr. Adolf Vogler to be his guests at dinner tonight. The boat leaves the jetty at 7.
Oh, tell Mr. Vogler I'll be delighted to accept.
Gentlemen, welcome. Your health and your future. I have a great deal to say to you this evening, gentlemen, so I shall economize on words. I have invited you here this evening, gentlemen, simply because I suffer from a staff shortage.
Oh, and we are potential employees?
Indeed you are, Mr. Bast. Indeed you are. My organization is a large one. I need young men at the height of their physical and mental powers. But particularly, I need men who have been psychologically tested and proven. For this reason, I contacted professors of psychology in all the universities of the world. Their job was to talent scout for me.
Naturally, they were well paid.
Naturally. All three of you have admitted your willingness to play the death game with actual murder as your objective for a fee of $10,000. After dinner, you will have that opportunity.
Peter, excuse me, please.
Excuse me.
This has just come from London. Dr. Manders and Bast are dead. So whoever's gone to Herr Vogler's bust is an imposter.
This could ruin the whole project. Warn Herr Vogler at once.
And now, gentlemen, that you have wined and dined, I hope, adequately, it is time to play the death game seriously.
But, Mr. Vogler, how can we play without a victim?
But we do have a victim, gentlemen. Did you really think you could fool me? All my selectors are trained psychologists searching for a true homicidal type. You see, your files simply did not agree with the results of your test, Mr. Simon Templar.
We're to kill him.
You are.
Well, now, before we begin, let me tell you about amiable Adolf. He began after the war as a third-rate private detective in Germany. What problems he couldn't solve with cash, he solved with a sawn-off shotgun. He not only seized every opportunity, he strangled it. Soon he needed an assistant. Then 50, then 100. Religiously, if you'll pardon the expression, he kept files. After 20 years, he has a dossier on every important person alive in the world today who has something to hide. And they're all kept in there. He can exert pressure from Morocco to Montreal. He has a finger in every dirty pie there is. And I must admit, it certainly has paid off.
It has indeed.
Unbelievable.
A sort of worldwide blackmail. You see, some people do not take kindly to the pressures I exert. Naturally, I have to enforce this by having them executed, preferably in such a way that it appears to be an accident. I should like to consider you two ideal candidates for my pressure department. Your starting salaries will be $75,000 a year.
And we start with Templar.
Exactly.
The two of us.
2 against 1, I'm afraid, Mr. Templar.
Uninvited guest, Mr. Vogler.
I had to come, Simon.
Miss Jenny Turner, isn't it? How very charming. Well, gentlemen, this makes it a slightly more even contest, 2 against 2. And to show you we are sporting types, we'll give you a head start.
What does he mean?
You have 3 minutes, Mr. Templar, starting now.
Jane. did you get here?
By boat.
Where'd you leave it?
Over there in the jetty.
Yes, it'll be guarded. We'll have to swim for it.
Oh, Sam, I can't swim that far.
You'll catch us up in a boat anyway. Here.
You mean they're actually trying to kill us?
Yeah, and you'll probably succeed. Here, take that.
Oh.
Come on.
They are entering the forest in front of the house. Get after them, huh?
Supposing it doesn't work.
You'll make it work. Now go on.
Don't!
All right, Templar! I give you 5 seconds to come out! No. And then Jenny gets it!
No!
1!
No! Please! My arm!
2! 3!
Get away!
4! 5! Oh, Jenny!
You all right, Jenny?
Yeah, I do this sort of thing every night.
Oh, come on, Weiler. Let's see if Vogler has a bonus for you.
Success already, Mr. Weiler.
Failure. Your trained psychologist. Goose, stand over there. Now, first, you two will have the pleasure of burning all the garbage kept in here. Unlock it.
It seems I've underestimated you, Mr. Templar. There are marvelous opportunities in my organization for men of courage and ability. We could come...
The keys.
dummy. He obviously hasn't heard about my hostility index. Better call the police.